Here we are sitting on Tuesday, and I'm wondering, any of you guys still pissed that you didn't get celebrated enough on Mother's Day? What happened from over the weekend that the fallout is just still annoying you? 1-855-BERT Show, and we can get to the calls if there are any right after this, because we got one mom very upset at her husband.
Bert Show. I'm a podcast listener from the West Coast, and I could use some advice. Life has been pretty challenging lately. My dad was recently diagnosed with terminal cancer. Unfortunately, he won't be with us long. We are all taking on as much as we can. I've been taking care of my dad, and my husband has quit his job to take over my family's business. I have a toddler and an infant, so saying that I'm worn out is an understatement. This Mother's Day was hard for me. I told my husband I didn't really want to do anything and not to worry about cards or gifts. I just had one request. I asked him to take our daughter to Costco and let her pick out flowers for me. Well, time got away from my husband since he's been taking care of things for my dad. He told me he didn't have time to take our daughter to buy flowers. I feel like it's not much of a Mother's Day if I have to lay out the request, schedule it, and remind him. I had one little request. But on the other hand, he's pulling a lot of weight taking care of the family. Am I the a-hole for being upset?
Oh, hot potato.
First and foremost, so sorry for what your family is having to go through right now. I absolutely hate this for you. Are you an a-hole for being upset? No, I don't think you're an a-hole for being upset or disappointed. I do think you're verging into a-hole territory if you make your husband feel bad about it. Because I think this is unique. This is very unique circumstances. You guys are dealing with a lot of trauma right now. And the fact that your husband has stepped up in other ways by quitting his job, taking over your family's business, it sounds like he's pulling more than his weight. I would let this one slide. I don't begrudge you because, I mean, obviously what you're enduring right now and watching what your dad's going through, I mean, flowers for Mother's Day would have been a bright spot in your day, and I totally get that, and you deserve that. I wouldn't come down too hard on him. Totally get you being disappointed, but I feel like all of you are going through so much right now. Coming down on each other for something like this in this moment wouldn't be the right move.
I completely agree. And I think you have every right to be disappointed because especially when you're in the trenches of something so difficult, I mean, I can imagine this just taints everything that you're going through in life now. Like even the happy moments, they're still in the back of your mind, what's going on with your family and your dad. So to kind of hope that there's going to be one little, like Kristen said, bright spot in your week or in your month to look forward to of like, oh, I just want to be appreciated for a little bit, especially because you're doing so much for your family right now and trying to soak up all that time with your dad. It probably would have felt really good and would have felt like a quick breath of a sigh of relief through all of this. So I think you have the right to be disappointed, but you got to let it go.
Yeah, I get the disappointment. I mean, it was a small request. She didn't ask for much, but I think there should be a little bit of grace on both sides here. I think she should grant him a little bit of grace for the fact that he's obviously taking care of business, and I can see how that might have slipped through the cracks with all that they're going through as a family. And I think he should have a little bit of grace because obviously this is tough on her, and she didn't ask for much, so maybe some flowers after the fact to kind of try to smooth it over. But I don't think that she should make a big deal out of this. They're going through enough.
Do we have a misalignment of love languages here?
No, I just think what you have here is serious trauma happening. I mean, that's something like, just think about normal circumstances. Yes, if this was normal circumstances and obviously her love language is gifts and he didn't do that, then yes, they have so much S going on right now and like so much, I mean, heavy S that I don't even think this is a misalignment of love languages. I think this is just you guys have too much on your plate right now, and you have bigger fish to fry.
Maybe it's time for more grace than anything else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, it could be like mismatched priorities. I mean, I know for some people, I mean, circumstances aside, like big holidays or things where they feel like they should be celebrated, that to them in the top of their mind for them to feel celebrated, whether it's a birthday or Mother's Day. So maybe typically for her, she gets a lot of celebration for Mother's Day. And so for all of this disappointment to happen on top of everything they're going through, I can see how this would hit a little bit harder than normal.
I'm just going to play devil's advocate just for the sake of debate here, though. You know, because she made one request, though.
She did.
One thing. That's all. Just stop by Costco, which would have taken 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Pick me up some cheap-ass Costco flowers. I'm fine with that.
Have you,
And he couldn't
unless
even
it's
do
a
that.
Sunday. If it's a Sunday, that easily would have taken you an hour to do because Costco is boom.
You know, I still have never been in a Costco.
Oh, you're missing out.
Really?
That's what I hear.
Yeah, you are.
But I mean, is that where she's like, I am verbalizing to you
Yeah.
what I really want. It should take 10 minutes out of your time.
And that is completely reasonable. 100%. If it was under normal circumstances.
Yeah, that's why after the fact, I feel like he should do something. But in a case like this, I would be too weak to even be mad at my significant other.
Bert Show.